What's good? My name's Jumaane, and I'm here with my brothers.
Wisdom.
Peyton.
So the first question that I got for y'all is, what is one of the most difficult things that y'all are going through currently?
You want to go first?
Yeah, I can. I would say the ability to be open to any and everything, every person, every emotion, just everything in general, just being open and not being closed off to any degree and understanding people without judging them.
And what brought you to wanting to become like that?
In my opinion, all suffering comes from being closed off. When you closed off, you don't feel certain emotion that you should feel in a moment. Or like when you're closed off, you don't feel emotions, and then like you start to separate yourself, and then you go in that downward spiral of like, I'm the only one that feels like this, or I'm the only one that's going through this because I'm separating myself because I'm closed off. So like everything comes from being closed off. But if you're open and you feel your emotions, then you can feel through them and you won't like store it in your body as trauma.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So what's a illustration of where you exhibited that behavior? Because some people might not know that they're doing that. So I want you to paint a picture for me of what that looks like. Which is, of course, there's all different type of ways of what it could look like, but I feel like a demonstration would help a lot.
So just for example, if Wisdom says something to offend me, and instead of lashing out because I'm closed off of that emotion that he's triggering, I can breathe through that emotion and see what his intent is, and just breathe through my emotion and respond as a open being and feel my emotion instead of like
not out of like how you
just
make you
lashing
feel
out or
emotional.
triggering.
Yeah. I like that, bro. What about you, bro?
Most difficult thing I'm going through, I would say, coming to the realization that I don't really know much about some of the people that I say are closest to me. You know, I'm not gonna go into detail about certain situations that happen for me to come to that realization, because some of that shit is private.
Yeah.
But really just, sorry, my voice is a little raspy, but just coming to that realization, like, these are the people you say are closest to you, and like on some real shit, if these people were to just, you know what I'm saying, die right now, you can't really even tell no stories for real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, these are like my blood, people in my family. It's like I'm hearing about these secrets that they held from me, cause I'm like the youngest sibling, you know what I'm saying? So just coming to that realization, it's like damn, like I need to tap in with like my blood more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
So how did it make you feel when you started to realize that? Like you said, you don't want to go into what it is, but if you are willing to, like, how did it make you feel?
Confused as to why they would want to tell me anything. Confused. I wouldn't even say it made me feel hurt. I know the question was, what's the most difficult thing? When we hear the word difficult, we automatically think something that's very traumatic to the emotions. But it's not really affecting my emotions. It's more so affecting like my mental. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking about the future, like me and this person's relationship. I'm thinking about how I can make this person feel more comfortable to come to me and tell me things. So yeah, I definitely say it's to answer your question, you said how did it make me feel? It's not more so of a feeling, but how is it making me like just move differently, like mentally?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What about you?
I'd say one of the most difficult things is probably holding myself accountable, really. Yeah, I'd definitely say holding myself accountable, because it's easy for you to slack or for you not to hold yourself to your highest standard because nobody's watching you. And most times, a lot of people don't have a person that's going to push them to be the best version of themselves. So all you got is yourself, and then it's easier to go like, okay, let me go ahead and not work out today. Like, I don't feel like it, but I know that's what's best for me. Let me go ahead. I'm going to just eat however I want to eat instead of being like, nah, I'm not eating no sweets today. I'm not eating certain things today. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'll definitely say my accountability for myself.
Yeah, how's your accountability journey going?
It's getting better. I still got a lot of more work to do, but it's definitely getting better. The next question I have is, what is one of the biggest lessons that life has taught y'all so far?
I'll say two. Really, that everybody's hurt. Everybody's just walking around hurt, really. Yeah. And everybody has their story. And two, that when the universe says it's time for something, you have no control over what it.
Nah,
you
facts.
have no control at all.
Nah, facts.
Or no say so or nothing. And that's just how it is.
Nah, facts.
You just
So basically, you saying everybody is hurt and you have absolutely no control of your life? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying you don't have any control over your life, but you have control over your life, but when it's that divine timing, when it's time for death or whatever the case is, like, you have no control over it. Yeah. Like, you can't do anything. You can say whatever you want to.
Pray how many times?
Yeah, pray. You can say, I'll do this better, but at the end of the day, it's in the hands of the divine time.
Yeah.
You can't do nothing about it.
Yeah, I feel that. Life lessons. Nah, I'm about to take a minute.
Nah, you are good, bro. That's how the best answers come. Stop rushing to answer questions just because you feel like a person is gonna get mad that you're not answering fast enough. Take your time and give you the best answer that you could possibly give.
Facts.
Yeah, that's what he used to get mad at me about.
Nah, facts. You taught me something.
I definitely say embrace yourself while you have the time to do that in this physical form. I feel like a lot of people have a lot of talent, have a lot of passion and creativity to express to the world, but out of fear of judgment, fear of other people's opinions, that gets suppressed. And then before it's too late, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You want to be able to express that to the world. Rather it's to your family, you know what I'm saying? The world don't mean like literally the world. Like, your world could just be anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why
what you make it.
It's what you make it. That's why some people, when they're so in love with somebody, what do they call that person? You're my world. Yeah. It's not really saying you're my world. It's just saying, like, that's the person that you giving the most energy to. Yeah. So I say definitely express your facts. Like, express your talents with your people, and just have fun, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, us humans, we get so deep into this knowledge, into this spirituality, into religion and politics, but I feel like we forget how to have fun with things.
Nah, I definitely agree with you, bro.
Yeah, I definitely say just like, man, I can obviously come up with something deeper than that, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like just telling people to have fun is just essential, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I would definitely say have fun.
I know you about to ask me what's mine.
No, before I do that, how would you say that you're expressing yourself?
How would I say I'm experiencing myself?
Expressing yourself.
Oh, expressing myself. Like, are you asking me in what ways am I doing that? I'd definitely say through the way that I carry myself, rather that's how I dress, speak, everything that I do, I try to make sure that I'm expressing myself accurately and I'm expressing myself the way that I want to be perceived. Because sometimes I may be expressing myself in a way that I really don't want to be perceived. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm expressing myself out of anger or out of pain. So really just me being conscious of how I'm expressing myself, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's very important. And then obviously the music, of course. I didn't want to jump straight to the music because there's more components to me than music.
Yeah.
So that's why I know you expecting like music, nigga. Like, but I was thinking like, how else do I express myself besides the music?
Yeah.
But definitely the music, bro. Just my art. Like, I write poems. I write little like excerpts and shit. Like
not little.
Huh?
Not little.
Yeah, not little. Yeah, you right. So yeah, I definitely say ways like that. What about you?
I would definitely, if I'm being honest with myself, I would say I'm not expressing myself for who I truly am.
Okay.
In the sense of I just go day to day and just do instead of looking at life as a canvas and just being an artist and dress in a certain way to express how I'm feeling or the way my house looks or the way my hair is or writing or anything. Like I don't express myself how I want to, and I've been thinking about how I'm going to go about doing that and just expressing myself who I am fully and not caring what anybody thinks about how I express myself.
Do you feel like by you thinking about that, it's holding it off?
It can, but in this instant, no, I'm just trying to figure out certain. I'm still doing searching on myself to figure out how I can express myself and what I want to express.
Yeah.
And then that's when it's gonna come into fruition, like what clothes I wear and stuff like that. So I'll say it's more introspective and digging deeper into myself than thinking about how I want to do certain things.
Well, honestly, I can tell you one way that you express yourself right now.
Honestly.
The books. Like that's a component to you. You know what I'm saying? It's something about you that is drawn to these type of books, and they all have similar topics. So I feel like even though the book is expressing to you, you really expressing yourself by even putting your energy in. And money is energy, so you putting your energy into these things. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, like just the books you read, bro, like find out what it is about these books that makes you so attracted to that. And then I feel like through that, you can find other ways to express yourself based on like the topics of these books, because they all have a similar topic. And it seems like looking at it, I ain't gonna like go too deep into detail because you know what I'm saying, we private, but you like to love. You know what I'm saying? You like to please. I'm not even talking about just no female, just people that you love, you know what I'm saying? Like you're a very deep individual. Yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
I'm gonna answer the question. My bad, bro. But I'm gonna answer the question after I say this too. But I feel like, and I could be wrong, but I know I do this at times. A lot of times I try to look for things that's too deep. Sometimes I miss out on the things that's right there.
Yeah, facts.
Like a lot of times I get frustrated in myself. I'll be like, bro, like I can't find this. I can't do this. Like, or I'm not living up to this. But the whole time I really am. I'm just not appreciating it because I want it to look like this grand thing. But like, if you let 5 little things add up, that's what becomes grand. You don't have to just have one big amazing picture. Like a lot of painters or musicians, they don't just record a whole track. There's pieces to it.
Yeah.
And they all come together to be a beautiful project.
Yeah.
But my answer to one of the harshest things that life has taught me is everybody's not like me.
Yeah.
I be getting so frustrated. Well, I'm getting a lot better, but I used to get so frustrated. Like, why don't this person don't get it, or like they do something a certain way and it irritates me, but I'm not appreciating them for them. So like, I'm not getting a full experience of them, of what they can teach me.
Yeah.
What I can learn from them. Like, I mean, that's the same thing, but just I'm not getting the full experience of them, and that's me being selfish. It's like, why do you gotta make everything about you? It's not one way to anything, and you know this, but why aren't you living by that?
Yeah.
Man, once really Ralph brought that to my perspective. It's like, you hear stuff sometimes, it's like you've always known it, but it's like, now I understand it. It's like, okay, I wouldn't even want anybody else to be like me, because that world would just be boring. Like,
Right.
I love everybody as they are. I don't gotta necessarily agree with you. I don't gotta necessarily rock with you like that, but I can appreciate everything as is now. Not all the time. I'm not perfect. Sometimes stuff get under my skin, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I'm doing a lot better with it. And once I've changed my perspective on it, once I fully understood, well, not fully, but once I got a better understanding on it, it's like my life has become a lot better, a lot smoother. I'm not so controlling anymore, like not even lashing out on people, just like, I can let them be them, and I can allow myself to be me. But
and another thing that I can think of is everything in life is not about you, and everything don't revolve around you.
Facts.
no,
So
facts.
we always think, oh, I said something that something weird or something, but they don't realize it because they learn about their own stuff and how they appear to us, and we thinking about how we appear to them, and it's like, everything ain't about you.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And then that's when we get super self-centered and don't be in the service of other people, because we always worried about ourselves, which isn't a bad thing, but you got to have that balance of remembering that you are important, but you're not, the world doesn't revolve around you.
Yeah, facts.
No, my Leo self felt that.
Hurt his ego.
It's not, but I wanted to say that to say this. You hear certain things and it calls out to you for a reason. So learn, for one, learn how to notice it. And then for two, don't ignore it. You're going to keep hearing it over and over. It's going to keep coming to you. It's going to frustrate you, but the only reason why it's keeping on reoccurring is because you're not paying attention to it, and you're not growing like to pass that level in your life. But my next question to y'all is, how did y'all view, it's a two-piece question.
Okay.
How did y'all view y'all childhood while like in the moment, and now looking back at y'all childhood, how do y'all view it?
That's a very great question, bro.
I appreciate that, bro.
How did I view my childhood? Well, obviously I can't go back as far as like when I was like 4 or nothing like that, but as far as I can remember my childhood, on what level do you want me to speak on it? Like on a how much fun did I have level, on an emotional level, on a...
Really all of it, bro.
Okay, I'll try to summarize it.
But
I feel like my childhood in the moment felt very emotionally rough, and I felt like everybody was against me and out to get me, as far as like attacking my emotional self. Like I felt like the coaches was out to get me, my parents, you know what I'm saying, niggas around me, the teachers. It's like, why the fuck these niggas always irritate me, bother me? Like, I just felt like everybody was out to get my emotions, bro. Like, just always making me mad, always making me rage, but it was always everybody but me. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, like, he did this shit to make me mad. That's why I hit that nigga in the stomach.
yeah.
Or some shit like that.
How you hit him in the stomach, bro?
Hit that nigga in the stomach, bro. Hit that nigga in the stomach. But nah. And now and I love the second piece of this question, bro. You said, now looking back at it, how do I view it?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have control of my emotions. Like, now that I look back at it, it wasn't really everybody else, which I ain't gonna lie, niggas did do some, like, some fucking
but it wasn't
shit.
all on them.
It wasn't all on them. And now looking back at it, I was just a very uncontrollable, emotional kid. Yeah, I'll say that, bro. Like, the biggest difference is just how I handle my emotions compared to how I handled it when I was a child.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
I love how your perspective changed on it, because it's easy to still look at stuff the same way, but that shows you have grown a lot, did a lot of self-work to be able to even realize that.
Yeah.
Because who really gonna want to say, like, that the problem was them for real?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's not really easy to do in this world today. Everybody want to point the finger, blame this, blame that. But
Yeah.
I just want to tell you that I really like, and like I really appreciate that for real, that like you're able to do that.
Yeah, most definitely. And like even today, it's still hard for me to control my rage and my anger. But I definitely, as a kid, it was definitely worse, bro. Like, getting kicked off of sports teams, getting kicked out of class, suspended from school, like. And I wasn't a physically violent kid. I was just violent emotionally. Like, I would hurt the teacher's feelings.
Yeah.
Like, how violent I was emotionally. So.
Before I answer, why do you feel that you were emotionally triggered very easily?
Why do I feel like I was emotionally triggered? Honestly, I don't know, bro. Like, I guess growing up in a female dominant household, I was very sensitive.
Mm.
So maybe I've always just been very sensitive as far as my emotions, but and just being a man, I felt like I had to react to everything. I was very reactive, like, and sometimes that was a good thing, but a lot of times it was a bad thing. But just growing up, being a man child, you know what I'm saying, I was taught to just be very reactive, but nobody ever told me, if you're gonna be a very reactive person, you have to also have direction with that reaction. You can't just react to everything. So I definitely say the female household, and just being taught to be very reactive. Like, nigga hurt my feelings, you know what I'm saying? I'm ready to, you know what I'm saying? So, I say that.
Me, I would say definitely it was fun. I had brothers that were my age, so it was very fun. We done a lot of stuff together, but I would say I would feel attacked but praised at the same time. Like, praised on how good I looked, or how smart I was, or how fast you are, like, running wise, or whatever the case is, but attacked because I was, like you said, very sensitive and emotional, that I felt anytime somebody was getting on to me or expressing themselves that they were attacking me.
Yeah.
And in retrospect, I would definitely say I still have fun with my brothers. I would definitely say the praise helped me become confident in who I was, and knowing what I was good at. That helped emphasize what I was good at, and just look at myself and not compare myself to other people. But I forgot that too. In my childhood, I would compare myself or my household situation to other people's situation. But it all made me who I am today. So
yeah,
just the sensitive, subconscious, just who I am is based on my childhood. I'll say that.
And then how do you look at it now? But before you answer that, why do you feel like you was more on the sensitive side?
That's a great question. I think because I've always been emotionally sensitive, not in the sense of crying, but I could just feel everything from like how just energy in general. I could just feel it and it would manifest in my body and it would just manifest and I couldn't control it. Mm-hmm. Or I didn't know how to control it. And then, of course, growing up, as a man, you shouldn't cry, you shouldn't be sensitive, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. So I was trying to mask that, but at my core, I'm very sensitive and I can feel everything. And that's my gift. Like, that's one of my greatest gifts is the ability to feel and to just sense things without anybody saying anything. And it can manifest into me, like, now it manifests in, like, a certain heart pain that I feel or something that I feel in my stomach or whatever, instead of crying or wanting to leave or close myself up, which I still do from time to time, because it can become very overwhelming feeling everything that you come across, or just in general, like, y'all might think I'm weird, whatever. But like on Halloween, like I could feel the energy, and like I think like 2 Halloweens ago, like I just closed myself in my room because the energy was just so negative that I couldn't function. So like I could just feel everything, like the world, like I can feel it all. And I closed myself up, and I'm trying to open myself up again to start feeling everything and just embracing it.
You are opening yourself up. You're not trying, you're doing it. Yeah. But that's really crazy that you say that, just from the standpoint, I can't remember exactly what it was, but I really just heard somebody say something about Halloween and where it really originates from, and like how it's really a very like negative thing, really.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. But my answer to the question is very early on, from where I can first remember from my childhood, is like wondering why all of this is happening to me. Like, it was very dark, difficult, and confusing. Like he said, this might sound weird, but it is what it is. Like, my childhood consisted of me experiencing things on a spiritual level that I didn't understand at the time, and which scared me, like seeing like figures at my door, like feeling things breathing on me, like just things of that nature, really. And then like I feel like if I'm going to tell anybody, people gonna be like, this nigga weird as hell, I ain't finna fuck with this nigga. This nigga got some other shit going on. So like having to deal with all of that by yourself is like a lot. It's like feels unbearable. It's like I don't want to deal with this for real. And then that goes into it when I say hard, or what difficult, I said difficult. Like I didn't feel like you and Ralph really fucked with me for real. And then I didn't feel like mama and daddy really loved me as much as they loved y'all. Like I felt like nobody really embraced me the way that y'all was embraced. I like just something small, like looking at it's gonna look like, nigga, you was tripping, but it's how I felt. Like y'all niggas would be playing the game, going into double, triple overtime. I just want a chance to play the game, nigga. Like I want to play with my brothers, nigga. But shit. And then experiencing what I was experiencing, what I was scared of. You and Ralph slept in the same room. I want to just come in there and be with y'all because the nigga scared as hell. And then y'all telling him to go to his room. It's like, damn. Like, of course, I didn't tell y'all what was going on, but at the time, it's like, shit, these niggas my brothers. Like, why can't I just sleep with these niggas? So I was like, I felt shunned. It's like, damn, like, nigga really, like, alone for real. And it's like, you seeing everybody else, hearing everybody else stories. It's like, they got this big, like, everything seems perfect. It's like, why can't my world be perfect? And that's where the confusion comes in. It's like, why is this happening to me? But once I started to grow more and then just like, yeah, really just grow more as a person is when I was able to enjoy y'all. And that's when it goes into what you were saying, like, we have fun, like, then we became very close, and that's when my life started to become more beautiful. And it was like, then, like how you said, like, people started to embrace me more, like, now I'm starting to hear that you look good, and now I'm starting to hear that, like, your body is looking nice, and now I'm hearing all the good stuff about me. But early on, I felt like it was just like everybody was out to get me, like how you said. But in my sense of everybody out to get me, like, I was just like very paranoid, like walking down the street just feeling like somebody gonna come attack me. And I feel like a lot of that comes from a lot of older people putting that fear onto us, like gotta be careful, they snatching kids up these days. Like, I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, but I don't really feel like it happens as much as like they put it on to us. Yeah. So now I'm walking out the house, I'm scared to do everything. It's like, and especially without y'all, if I gotta be by myself, it's like, nah. And then coming up, it's like, you have a mind of your own, but at the same time, you're consuming from everybody else. Whatever this person is saying, like, you're consuming it. This person is saying, so it's like, if you're hearing all this bad stuff about the world, how could I not be afraid to do things? And then looking back on it now, I really appreciate my childhood just from the standpoint, like you said, it made me who I am today, and it made me be as strong as I am today. Now I know, okay, I'm cool with being alone. It can be scary at times, but I did it when I was younger. Well, I felt that as if I did it when I was younger. So I can do it now. You know what I'm saying? Like, just the change of perspective, really, like, instead of looking at everything as, why is this happening to me? Embracing, okay, it happened to me. Now, what can I do about it to utilize this for the best of my ability? Because it didn't happen to me, it happened for me. It's to make me the best version of myself. And once I changed it to that narrative is when it became powerful.
Yeah. That's some real shit, bro.
But let me figure out this next question. What are some things about y'all selves, that needs healing on an emotional level and on a spiritual level?
Things about myself. Forgiving myself, most definitely. Just accepting that I am human. I will make mistakes. And I feel like that also ties in to, like, you know what I'm saying, like the spiritual level as well. Yeah. It's like forgiving myself spiritually and emotionally, you know what I'm saying, even physically, you know. Yeah, bro. Because I feel like once you forgive yourself, you're not so hard on yourself, and it just makes everything so much smoother. Now, that's not saying just like lay back and just make mistakes just so you can just apologize to yourself later. But I feel like you have to be able to forgive yourself in order to grow. So that's my answer.
When you say forgive yourself and able to grow, like, forgive yourself how? What if somebody doesn't know how to forgive themselves?
What if somebody doesn't know? I mean, you just have to have the understanding that we are all just beings. Like, once you develop that understanding, I feel like you'll be able to just forgive yourself easier. Like, just understand, like, we all, like, commit sins. You know what I'm saying? Like, even the most precious thing on earth sins. So, yeah, just developing that understanding that we are human, we all make mistakes. Yeah.
I would say that an individual isn't who they're projected to be. In the sense of when you grow up, you get projected on what you should believe in, what you should do when you get older, what's the right profession to do, how you should live your life, when you should get a house, when you should get married, when you should have kids. Like, you're just projected who you are or who you should be, and that's not the case. Like, you have to search your own soul and figure out who you are and what you like, and embrace that and be confident in doing that to make everyone else feel confident to do the same thing, instead of just being stuck and just going into the cycle of life and this how it should be and this how it should be, and you should be scared to do this or whatever the case is. Just you aren't who you are projected to be when you grow up, like when you're a kid.
Yeah.
What are some things that you're practicing to help heal you on this journey? And I want you to answer too. And if y'all need to go back and listen to what his answer was first, do that.
I'm very introspective, so I take a lot of time to myself and just reflect. I meditate to see what comes up that needs to be healed, or just being conscious of my body and focusing on how my body feels when I do something. Like, for example, like if they say you're supposed to grow up, go to college. So I went to college and my body was reacting in a way where I realized that that's not what I'm supposed to do. And I listened to that and acted on it instead of ignoring it. And I ignored it for a while, but ignoring it, well, listening to your body and listening to how your intuition and all that can be very challenging, or you might not hear it the first few times, but the more it becomes noticeable, realize that and know that you don't have to take the path that everybody else is taking, or that your parents say that you should take, or whoever says that you should take. So I'll say just meditating, being very introspective, listening to my body, and just talking to the people I love, and it's okay for other people to tell you what you're good at. You don't always have to figure it out and stress yourself out and figuring out on what am I good at and stuff. When you hang around people, they'll react certain ways and they'll tell you, whether they say it like out front or they throw little hints that this is what you're good at. And you think about it and like, okay, that's what I should do instead of doing what I was told to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I want to add something on to what you were saying about the intuition part. Because a lot of the times we won't go with our intuition because that's not what we want for ourselves. And that goes back to what you were saying earlier. When it's coming from the divineness, you don't have control. So life ain't always going to go the way you want it to, but it's always going to go the way it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
So learn how to just embrace what's supposed to be instead of what you want it to be. But I do want to hear your answer on what you're doing, like, to practice.
What am I doing to practice forgiveness? Really just remaining conscious of the fact that I can't go back in time and fix the dirt that I did. You know, like, you have to be able to accept that fact. Like, okay, I can't go back. Say I'm drinking something out of a glass and I drop the glass and it breaks all over the floor. Like, and I'm mad about it all day. You know what I'm saying? I'm stressing about it. But really just, it should be that factor in your mind, like, okay, like, well, I can't go back and fix this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, just, you have to stay aware of the fact that you can't go back in the past and fix your mistakes. And once you do that, you'll be able to move on and transform into a better person. Once you accept yourself and your wrongdoings, you'll be able to accept the fact that you need to grow. So,
and I would like to add something on to what you said, that looking back in the past is a great practice for not making the same mistake. That's all I had to say.
I was gonna ask him, what do you mean that you can't go back to the past and fix your mistake?
What do I mean you can't go back in the past? I mean, it's just, I could say on like a logical level, like it's like literally impossible to go back and fix the mistake. But say I tell you, I hate you, I never want to see you again. Those words just came out my mouth. There's nothing I can do to take that back. And I feel like sometimes we get so caught up in what we did in the past and how it made that person feel and where you at now, like where that mistake put you at now. But it's like, you have to be able to accept, like, okay, I said it, you know what I'm saying? But now what can I do to move on and be a better person, to make sure that I don't make that same mistake again? You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? Yeah, so.
And then my answer to the overall question is embracing myself, knowing that the way that others feel about me isn't true, because I gotta know myself at my core.
Facts.
Because it's easy that if everybody telling you this, or everybody is saying this about you, it's easy to start believing those things about yourself. Like, am I really like that?
Yeah.
Am I really this type of person?
Yeah.
But no, you're not. Like, you gotta know yourself at your core.
Facts.
And I will also say, going to what you said earlier, not to copy you, but learning how to open myself up more, like emotionally, like expressing myself emotionally. Like, it's not a very easy thing for me to do. Why? I'll say the stigmatism, however you say it, on it, like, it's really low-key frowned upon if you're embracing somebody.
Yeah.
It's
showing
like,
love is like,
yeah. It's like, if you show love to somebody, it's
dick
soft.
riding.
Yeah, it's like, knowing that backlash is gonna come, it's like, why even do it?
Yeah.
But you're gonna hurt yourself more by not doing it if it's your true self.
Facts. But what niggas don't understand is, like, that's really how you get to the top. Like, showing love and just showing respect, paying homage to the OGs. Like, that's the type of shit that really gets you to the top. You know, you can't be so closed off, because if you being open, all you doing is opening more doors. Like, it's really just like, it goes back to, you know what I'm saying, the simple shit like law of attraction. Like, if you opening up yourself, you opening up other areas in your life, rather that's emotionally. If say you opening up yourself emotionally, you may find the true love of your life. Just because you opening yourself up emotionally, say you opening yourself up socially. If you opening yourself up socially, you may find a connect to this new business that you're trying to start. You know what I'm saying? Like, every area that you open yourself up in, you'll see that kind of sink in with your, like, daily life. You know? So,
yeah.
I like how you said that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Not only that, just, I don't think people understand at our core, we are love.
Yeah, facts.
And we are born open until we get hurt in whatever area. So that's when we start closing up. And like you said, when you're closed up, you can't accept any blessing that's coming to you because you're closed in.
Facts.
Nah, facts.
And you're holding energy in your body. Like, energy is supposed to move and transmute and do all of this and not just stay stagnant and being closed off and stuff.
I got a great analogy. Being closed off and expecting good results is like a quarterback throwing it to the wide receiver and the receiver just running like this. How y'all niggas gonna score and get to the, you know what I'm saying, main goal if niggas is running like this?
Yeah.
How do you expect to move forward in life if you going through life like this? You going through life like this, you going through life like this. You closing your heart.
This,
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I really like that.
Definitely.
I like that. And I wanted to ask something. What was it? Everybody's version of love looks different too. Just because I show love like this doesn't mean mimic the way that I show love. All right, the way he show love, don't try to mimic his way. You can get some things from him, but you always got to put your own twist to it, because trying to live his life isn't gonna work for you. Y'all are two completely different people. Now y'all might be similar, we might be similar, but at the end of the day, you got to be your own person. Cause like I just said, my life, her life isn't what's gonna work for your life. So know your way of loving and embrace your way of loving. Next question I have is,
and while he's looking for that, make sure it's your way of loving and not
Somebody else's. Yeah.
somebody else's or your hurt self's
That's
way
real.
of loving.
Yeah,
Make sure it's your open and genuine self's loving than a closed off
I
loving.
found this on the web.
Shut the fuck up, Siri. That's what we found.
oh snap. Do y'all have any questions?
That nigga funny. Do we have any questions?
Yeah, I have one, but I want to know.
Shit, I guess Siri answering all the questions for niggas. Shit, talking in the middle of the damn shit.
Oh snap.
But do we have any questions? I got a lot of questions, bro. Like,
While you think about that,
okay.
I want to know, what do y'all feel like y'all purpose is?
What do I feel like my purpose is? The golden question. Purpose.
And if you don't know your purpose, that's your next goal. Figure out what your purpose is.
I mean, I'm gonna get like all Socrates on y'all, but like, what is purpose?
What do you feel like you're here for? What do you feel like? What do you find the most joy doing? Like, and
Okay.
you don't want anything in return, just
Okay, so that's purpose.
your gift, yeah.
I always,
And I
why
feel
you,
like
you can go.
that I feel like my purpose is just learning myself. I don't expect a reward or an applause from people because I'm growing as an individual. Like, I don't come around niggas and be like, hey, like I came across this knowledge today, like, and expect niggas to pat me on the back. You know what I'm saying? So to answer your question, I'm saying, like, definitely learning myself, I feel like, is my purpose. Because your definition of purpose was something you do that you really love, that you don't expect anything in return for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So definitely learning myself and definitely making other people feel good. You know, like, and I'm starting to come to terms with that. Obviously making myself feel good as well.
Yeah.
But just however that is, whether that's making people laugh, pleasing your ears with my music, just being around me when you down. Like, I definitely feel like I have a gift in doing that. So that's just two.
I definitely agree with you.
I definitely appreciate it, bro.
And what would you say?
Mine changes all the time, but
Facts.
but one answer I'll give is to give myself fully and openly.
Fully to what?
Just while I'm here, manifest it as human flesh is to just give my all. Every day to my partner, to my brothers, to whatever I'm doing, just give my all. Because you can't take nothing with you when you transcend it. Just give everything you can and just live with it.
You can't. And the reason he's saying that, how important that is if you giving your all and you fully opening up, when you do leave this realm, even though you can't take things with you, people can take memories like of your existence. You know what I'm saying? People can have stories about you, memories about you, like shit that you done. You know what I'm saying? Like, that man, he was a great man, he was a wise man. You know what I'm saying? But if you not, they gonna say the regular shit they say at every funeral. You know what I'm saying?
Facts, bro. Facts, bro.
Yeah.
And just why hold knowledge when you can help somebody or inspire somebody or just maximizing yourself, and you're here to I feel like one of everybody's purpose at their core is just to be of service of something or somebody. Just do it. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Give yourself to it and openly, and not shunning because you're hurt or they might mess me over or they gonna take what I give them and do it better than me. Just
try to sit on me.
Just be open and be genuine with what you're doing, and that's why I feel like my purpose is.
You can't lose, but
And then the reason I point at you like that when you was like, it changes every time, because that goes back to my point, my first point when I was like learning yourself. Like, the reason it's changing every time is because you're, you know what I'm saying, you're steady learning yourself, you're steady developing, you know. So that's why when somebody asks me that, I really just be ready to say I don't know, because I'm still learning. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still figuring out how to move. I'm still, you know what I'm saying, just really getting used to this life shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm at that age, I'm 19, where I'm in the years where the man I'm becoming right now is probably gonna be the man I am for the rest of my life. You know, like when you 15, when you 14, 15, you still got some developing to do. But when you 18, 19, 20, you know what I'm saying, really pay attention to where you at mentally and socially and spiritually around those years, because that's the years where you're getting ready to be like that for a very long time. You're not really gonna have no transformation stage as far as like a brain development type. You know what I'm saying? Like, your brain.
I like how you explained it.
Yeah, like your brain not really developing that much. So that's the man you getting ready to be until you die. You know. So.
I think, and also he's saying that's your blueprint. Like, you can build on it or you can demolish it, but that's your blueprint. I feel like.
And that can either be a scary thing for people, or because when I really just heard that, like, I forgot who I was watching today, it was like, the man you are when you're 18, 19, 20, not man or woman, is probably the person you're gonna be like for the rest of your life. And it was like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I need to, you know what I'm saying, get on my shit.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And that's why there's so many adults walking around here still with little minds. You know what I'm saying? They never really got out of that stage. So I'm done, bro. My bad.
Nah, you all good. You was giving game, bro. Can't never be mad at that. But my answer to that, what do I feel my purpose is? I feel like my purpose is to show people and make people feel comfortable to be themselves and to embrace themselves and to live 100% in their truth.
You fulfilling that motherfucker. For real.
Appreciate you, bro.
For real, though, bro.
But yeah, because I know what it feels like to not have that. So it just feels so good to be able to share that with somebody else. It really do feel good. It really do feel good. But did y'all have any questions? I don't want to make it just seem like...
I just want to make a statement. Like, what he just said, bro, like, this nigga is really fulfilling that shit. Like, the only reason... I'll say one of the biggest reasons I'm even creating is because of this nigga and his motivation and his he just showed love, you know, and it was genuine. He didn't ask for anything in return. He didn't ask for a feature. He didn't ask for no handout, you know. And just him saying that he feels like that's one of his purposes, I can definitely say, like, I was about to say right hand. Nigga, this my left hand. Nigga, I'm tweaking. Right hand, like, this nigga is definitely doing his shit. So, you know what I'm saying? Y'all better show love, bro. For real.
I appreciate that, bro. For real. Like, with all my heart. That means a lot, bro.
Most definitely.
And I had to learn to even start doing that. You know how I am, and definitely how I be like, I don't want no credit, brother. No, this you done that.
Yeah.
But it's like,
embrace
that's
that
me being selfish to you.
Yeah, because I want you to feel good about what you're doing.
So if I want somebody to feel good, why should I not allow you to feel good about making me feel good?
Facts. Yeah.
And you really taught me that. Really, everybody that I mess with, you taught me that. Everybody I'm around teaches me something. And it's like, I really appreciate y'all for being able to teach me the things that y'all teach me.
Most definitely.
Like, it goes a long way, bro. Like, stop having people around you that you're not learning from in any type of way. That don't gotta even be directly, like, verbally teaching you something. If you can't peep game from the people that you're around and learn something, if they're not holding you accountable, if they're not doing any of those things, then why ask yourself this question: why are they around you? So the people that you keep around you, ask yourself this question. And this is gonna sound selfish, but it's not. How are they benefiting you? But most importantly, how are they benefiting themselves?
Because if a nigga don't care about taking care of himself on all levels, he definitely don't give a fuck about doing that to you. Or giving you no game. You know, and all niggas want to do is sit around and just do bullshit. So. What I gotta say. Shit.
Did you have any questions?
No, not off the top of my head.
What is your mindset like going into making a song, or like going in for album time, or going in for anything like of that field?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is your mindset like going into that?
How innovative can I be? How transformed can I? How can I express my transformation through this creativity? From the last time I may have dropped a song, from the last time I may have dropped an album, definitely just how refreshing can I be to my audience? You know, you don't ever, as an artist, and this is, when I say as an artist, there's different types of artists. You can be a painter, you can be, even what he's doing is a form of art. You know, you can be a painter, you can be a host, you can be a fucking tattoo artist, you know what I'm saying? But basically just, how can I show my audience that I've improved in certain areas? Or what type of new sound can I create? What type of new emotion can I get like, I'm a nigga like, I want to discover a new emotion. Like, some shit that a nigga ain't really ever felt before. Like, what kind of new story can I create? What kind of new emotion can I create? What kind of new vision can I express to my audience? Like, yeah, like, they say this is the way to feel about that, but you could really just feel this way about that. Like, I'm always on some, like, transforming shit. Like, recently I've been working on, like, a name for my new album, and one of the thoughts that was going through my head when I was trying to discover that new name was what's different about me since I dropped my last album. You know what I'm saying? My last album was called One Love, and that to me just meant love your people while they're here. At the time I dropped that album, it was deaths going on around me. You know what I'm saying? Rather it was a family death, rather it was, you know what I'm saying, like people close to me going through some shit. But it was just I just kept seeing there was a lot of death going on around me, and I just decided to call that One Love. But my next album is gonna be called Sins of the Ocean. And to me that means, like, remember you told me, like, what's one thing that I'm struggling with, or I forgot the question. I told you forgiving myself. So it's no coincidence that my next album is gonna be called Sins of the Ocean. You know what I'm saying? Even the ocean can sin. You know what I'm saying? Even people drown in the ocean. Does that mean water kills? You know what I'm saying? It's deep, bro. Like, everything sins. So yeah, just to answer your question, just being refreshing, showing my audience improvement, and just creating a new sound, bro, that nobody's ever heard before.
And for you, what is your mindset like going into being the best version of yourself, branding yourself, being a better lover, being a better brother, being a better, you know what I'm saying, just everything? What is your mindset like going into that?
I would say being genuine and
Let's define genuine. A lot of y'all don't know. What is genuine?
it really depends on perspective too.
It
I
does.
would say my definition of genuine could be different from yours. So
Yeah, true.
I can't. To me, genuine is just being you and being authentically you. That's what genuine means to me. And to finish answering your question is just, how can I express myself genuinely and from a loving space? That's what I'm focusing on right now, is just love and just being open and just approaching it from, how can I be open in this situation and not let my traumatic experiences hinder me from growing or being the best partner, being the best brother, being the best whatever. Is just being open and just being conscious of being open.
Yeah, that's deep. That's deep. Being conscious of being open. That's deep.
Just being present.
Yeah, facts.
What was the question?
The question was, well, you asked me about my music, and then you asked him about being a better brother.
Basically, what's your mindset into basically just doing what you do?
Yeah, doing what you do. Yeah, now apply that to
Okay,
you.
okay.
What's your mindset behind this? You know what I'm saying? What you're creating right now.
Yeah, I like that question.
My mindset going into this and anything I do is embracing change, embracing growth.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, I really just want to see everybody be the best version of themselves. and I know I can't physically see everybody be the best, but everybody I encounter with, I have a relationship with, I want to see everybody be the best versions of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So
how is this affecting that?
By us being open.
Okay.
By us living in our truths.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's showing that it's possible.
Yeah.
It's something to be afraid of, but it's nothing to push past that.
Yeah.
And just do it.
Do you have any fears about just where this might go, or, you know what I'm saying, or putting this together? Like, do you have any fears about that? And if you do, express that to the audience.
I definitely have fears. I definitely get in my head a lot. Like, how are people going to receive this?
Mm-hmm.
Are people going to even listen? Are people going to even tune in?
Yeah.
Is it for no reason? And I ask myself, is this really what I'm supposed to be doing?
Yeah.
Judgment. Definitely judgment. Because it's like, you can easily say, I don't care about what people say, but you have to care about what people say to a degree. You can't let it stop you. But like, especially when you're doing something like this for people, it's like, you want to get things that's appealing to them, so how could you not care about what they think or what they got to say about it?
Right.
So it's really about building the courage behind, like, okay, there's going to be some people that don't like it. There's going to be some people that like it.
All right. I have one question. I would say, in 1 or 2 words, or as many words as you want to describe the lifestyle you are living or trying to live. And I can give my example if it'll help.
Yeah, can you give your example for me?
I've heard somebody said it and it resonates deeply with me, is being a warrior poet.
That shit hard.
And the warrior aspect of being intellectual, being skillful, being courageous, and just having the tactics of knowing how to fight. And fighting is not always in a bad sense or physical sense.
Exactly.
And then the poet standpoint is being open, as I've explained multiple times, is being open, being expressive, genuine, and just expressing yourself.
Yeah.
So whoever I heard that from, it resonated with me a lot.
Like a warrior poet or a warrior and a poet. Like, are you separating 2 words? Like, or like a warrior poet?
Mm-hmm.
That shit hard. Yeah, I like that. So, in 1 or 2 words, describe the lifestyle that I'm currently living and the lifestyle that I want to live.
However you want to answer, you can do both, or you can answer how you're living right now or how you aspire. No, forget that. Just do the lifestyle that you're living.
Okay.
Because I know that the life that you're living, you're aspiring to be your highest self. So I don't even have to say that one.
Bet. But so you said, just so we're clear, like, do the lifestyle that I am living right now.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely say I'm living a very philosophical lifestyle. Philosophical meaning expanding upon new ideas and new thoughts and new perspectives. Exploring, you know what I'm saying? Just, that's why I'm very deep into just like Greek scholars, like Socrates and Odysseus, you know what I'm saying? Like, just being very deep into philosophy. And philosophy is just the art of the unknown, you know, and I definitely say that's an example of the lifestyle I'm living. Like, every day I expand upon new thoughts, new ideas, you know what I'm saying? Even feelings can be philosophical, you know what I'm saying? Philosophical is just anything unknown, anything new, you know what I'm saying? Just discovering. I know you said 1 or 2 words, so I'll give you another one. philosophical,
and while you're thinking of your next word, but to add on to what you said about philosophy is also expanding.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Philosophical and really, bro, I'm gonna just keep it at that because that kind of covers everything.
Mm-hmm.
Just philosophical. I don't even have to force myself to think of something else.
Yeah,
not facts. But my answer to your question is, what type of lifestyle am I living? I am living a better lifestyle. To be honest with you, I know the steps I need to take to reach whatever that best me looks like.
Yeah. Just
So
keep
now
it
I'm
simple. Yeah.
living
a better lifestyle.
Better lifestyle to reach that best version of myself. But I really did like that question.
Yeah, I did too. That was an amazing question, bro.
I really like that question. My next question is, what are y'all's biggest fears?
Honestly, just losing control. You know, and back then I would think that my biggest fear was death. But death is simply just the loss of control of the physical body. You know, and I used to really fear death. Like, I'd be sitting up. What would keep me up at night was the fact that I'm going to die one day. Like, I don't know, like, I know that's a lot of people's fear, but that used to be one of my biggest fears, and it kind of still is, but it's not more so death. It's just losing control, you know, and that comes with me having anxiety. Anxiety is really just the sense of you're not controlling what you're doing. That's why when you have an anxiety attack or a panic attack, you're not controlling your breathing anymore. You're not controlling the thoughts. You know what I'm saying? You're not controlling anything. So definitely just the loss of control. And another fear I definitely say is accepting love from other people outside of my blood. I feel like that's definitely hard for me, bro.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that though.
And I want to say something to you. I want you saying like losing control. Well, it's a lot of things we can't control.
Yeah.
But all you can do is align yourself to your best version of yourself.
Facts.
So there's no need to control when you're aligning yourself, bro.
Facts.
It's gonna happen the way it's supposed to happen, but it's gonna be more in your favor once you align yourself.
Yeah.
So what is there going to be to control?
Yeah, most definitely. And like, really with the whole control thing, that's something I'm kind of coming to terms with. But if I had to sit here and be fully honest with myself, that's still like a fear of mine, most definitely.
Yeah. What about you?
I would definitely have to say control.
Yeah.
I can't really think of anything else too much that fear. It's just the loss of control and just knowing when you don't have control and the situation happening, you like, damn.
Yeah.
I couldn't do nothing about it. As much as I wanted to, I couldn't do nothing about it. So I would definitely. That's the only thing I can think of. I was over here trying to think of something other than control.
Right, but it's like,
it is what it is.
It is what it is, exactly. And I like how, and it's hard to do that. Like when somebody's asking you a question and somebody gives an answer and it's like, you really have the same answer, but your ego is like, I don't want to be like this person. I don't want to answer like this person. But it took a lot for you to just drop your ego and be like, if I'm being fully honest with myself, me and this nigga have the same fear. And that's, you know what I'm saying? That's beautiful that you were able to do that. So I'm glad you didn't try to sit there and come up with some shit. Like, I don't know, like I respect that, bro.
I appreciate it. And that's the ego itself that is the controlling aspect of it is the ego.
Yeah, facts.
So yeah, control. But I definitely appreciate that.
Most definitely.
For sure.
I'll definitely say one of my biggest fears is me losing somebody I care about dearly over something small. And I was gonna say that goes in with control, but not for real, just from the sense of, it's not that I'm wanting to control our friendship and wanting to control that we're friends for forever, but I don't want to say if me being honest with this person, but I love them like with all of my heart, but they take it the wrong way, and then now they never talk to me again. But it's not in a controlling way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I definitely say like that's one of my biggest fears.
Have you ever lost somebody close to you? Like,
in that manner?
yeah, in that manner, yeah. Over something small?
No, I haven't, and I don't want to.
Okay, so where does this fear root from? Did you see somebody that happened to, or?
It comes from me pushing people to be the best of them. Like sometimes people don't want that, and there's been times where I've done it, and people will stop talking to me for a period of time. And it's like, dang, like was I being too hard on this person? Like, should I have went about it differently? Should I have said something at all?
Yeah.
And it's like just that period of not talking is like, what if this person never talked to me again?
And to you, that's over something small.
Not even that it's over something small. It's like, I don't want to lose you.
Yeah.
Whether it's big or small, I don't want to lose you. And that also comes from experiencing the passing or transformation of loved ones, like who actually passed away. And it's things that you wish y'all could have worked out, or, you know what I'm saying, just stuff like that.
Most definitely.
But I want to let y'all know that I appreciate y'all just for doing this with me. I appreciate y'all for being my brothers. I appreciate y'all for everything y'all do for me. I appreciate y'all for just being y'all for real. Like,
Definitely.
I couldn't tell y'all enough like how much I really love y'all and appreciate y'all, bro. Like there is nothing the words can explain my love and appreciation for y'all. Yeah. And it's like trying to get it out in words is like difficult because words can't describe to y'all the way that I feel about y'all. But I do want y'all to know, like, with all of my heart, I love y'all and I appreciate y'all.
Love you too. It's some real nigga shit, man. Real nigga shit.
This is great.
Blooper. Blooper.
Cut that part out, dude.
That nigga almost fell.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, I do one more time because I can just cut that out.
That bitch hurt. Oh, dropping my foot, nigga. That bitch hurt. Nigga don't got no case on that bitch too, so that bitch dropped like that, nigga. Oh, snap.
I'm gonna tell you.
That's it. I don't know what the hell. I'm not gonna end this bitch.
And y'all subscribe to my guy's YouTube channel. Y'all check him out on all music platforms at
Wisdom.
and follow him on Instagram as well.
Keith Sincere. K.E.I.T.H. I almost forgot how to spell Keith, nigga. Sincere.
And then y'all stay tuned to what we got going on. Shit.
Checking out this bitch.